ॐ शं नो मित्रस्यं वरुणः शं नो भवत्वर्यमा शं न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शं नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Now I am summing up again the calculation of the reverse reveal in a very, very simple way. Try to understand the procedure of calculation of the reverse reveal. You can take your horoscope also as an example, or take somebody's horoscope, some great person's horoscope like Master EK, Master KPK, or any great person to work out the details in a reverse reveal progress horoscope. You can try by yourself. Once again, I will explain the reverse reveal in a simple way. We have to categorize the people into three divisions. In the first division, we will find the people who are living in the individual and personality levels. We will find the majority of humanity is at this level. They are conditioned by the mind, senses, dualities, and the environment. They will be definitely conditioned by the planets. In their case, signs and houses travel in clockwise direction only. That means from Aries to Taurus, Gemini, like this. This is a general horoscope. Whenever we wanted to see any horoscope, we see the horoscope in this way only. From Aries and Taurus and Gemini and Cancer, Leo, like that. So when you find the people of the first category, who are the first category people? Those who are living in the individuality and personality levels. What is individuality level and what is the personality level, I explained to you in my previous lessons. Now we are coming to the second category of people. In the second division and category of people, when they prepare themselves for the service of the humanity and serving the people with an impersonal attitude and unconditional love, and working as a part of the grand plan under the direction of a great master or his disciple, in their case, the signs and houses travel in the anti-clockwise direction. So, it means from the individual level, from the individual consciousness, in the case of this people of second category, they will slowly go into the group consciousness. From individual consciousness, they travel into the group consciousness. What is the difference? In the individual level, they think about themselves, their problems, their pleasure, their happiness, and their belongings, and their possessiveness. All these things you will find in the people of the first category. When they come into the group consciousness, whenever they are hungry, immediately they feel that others also should be hungry. So when he think about taking his food, he also think about giving some food to others. When there are some problems to him, then he will understand that these problems may also be there to the other people. When he wanted to find out a solution to their problems, he will also try to find out the solutions to others also, and then they will help. That means from the state of the rights, they develop into the state of the taking the responsibilities of the people. This is the difference between the individual consciousness and the group consciousness. This is very important. This change takes in a normal way. When we live in many births with individuality and personality, with individual consciousness, people slowly they will develop into the group consciousness in their next births by some practices or by the training they got from the masters, or by reading the great books, by inspired by the great people, their lifestyles. Many things are there. Then they come into the category of the second category of the people, right? That is from Aries to Pisces. When we want to calculate the progress to horoscope, we have to calculate backward. In their cases, then the reverse reveal takes place. What is the reverse reveal? We have to calculate from Aries to Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, like that, in the progressed horoscope. When we wanted to progress the planets, we have to progress anti-clockwise, the backward. In the first category, I am explaining you the calculation part now. I am explaining the calculation part of the first category people. In the first category, if the ascendant or the first house is Scorpio in the natal chart, ascendant or first house both are the same terms. You remember that. In some books they call it as ascendant, and some book they call it as first house. Both are same. In the first category, if the ascendant or the first house is Scorpio in the natal chart means in the birth horoscope. After a few years of progression, ascendant becomes Sagittarius, right? So like the sun, ascendant also travels 1 degree 1 year. Sun is exactly travels 1 degree 1 year, but ascendant travels approximate 1 degree, not exactly as 1 degree. It depends upon the place where we are born. It depends upon the latitude and the longitude of the place. I am giving you the approximate 1 degree is equal to 1 year. So after a few years of progression, ascendant becomes Sagittarius. Progress is in clockwise direction. In the second category, what happens? In the first category, after Scorpio, automatically ascendant will become the Sagittarius, the next sign. But in the second category, what happens? If the Scorpio is the ascendant in the natal chart, after a few years, the ascendant will be Libra because it will come backward, anti-clockwise direction. It is a reverse reveal. It will become Libra, not Scorpio. It is an anti-clockwise direction. Here we should be very careful with the calculation. I will give you an example. This is the example what I am giving here. You can also do by on your own. First of all, we have to understand how to progress the houses and planets. We have to learn how to do the progress horoscope, or you can use the some software also. But if I am right, now softwares are available to calculate the progression in the clockwise direction. I don't know whether any software is there available in the market now which can also calculate in the anti-clockwise direction. That I don't know, you please find out, and it will be very useful to you if you can find out. Otherwise, calculate by yourself manually. First of all, we have to understand how to progress the houses and planets. We have to take 1 day as 1 year. Suppose somebody was born on October 10th, we have to calculate his horoscope for his 25th year. You wanted to know about his future in his 25th year. What you have to do? Suppose somebody is born on October 10th. From there you have to calculate October 11th, 12th, 13th, like that till 25th year. What will we do? What we will do? Take October 10th as the first year. Then if you count from here, November 3rd will be his 25th year. Then his ascendant will be Sagittarius first degree. It is in the case of the first category people. If somebody is born on October 10th, if you want to calculate the chart for his 25th year to know his future, if you calculate further, go up to 25th year, then what comes? November 3rd will be his 25th year. Then his ascendant will be Sagittarius 4 degrees. If you calculate, you will come to know. Then ascendant will be Sagittarius 4th degree. The degree is approximate. It changes according to the place where we are born. Then we have to calculate the horoscope for that date. That means we have to calculate the horoscope for November 3rd and year is the same because in November. After December, year also will be changed if you go for further progression. Before that, year will be the same, date will be changed, the time of birth will be the same. So you have to calculate for the same time of birth when you are born, and date, the progressive date, and year, if it is before December, the same year. Then you have to calculate the horoscope for that date. Then you will get the progress horoscope. Then how to look into the progress horoscope? You have to take the progress horoscope, you have to take the birth horoscope, you have to find out how many, from which ascendant to which ascendant it is changed, and you have to find out the degrees of the planets, how they progressed, and you have to find out the angles between the planets, the angles between the birth chart planets and the progressive chart planets, and you have to calculate the transit chart also, and you have to impose all these things together, and then you can go to the result. It is all the predictive part of astrology. We need not bother about that part in spiritual astrology. If you know up to this point, it is enough. Then we have to calculate the horoscope for the date. This is the progress horoscope for its 25th year. It is in the clockwise direction in the first category. Now let us go to the second category. Here we have to go backward in the anti-clockwise direction. There, from the 10th degree of Scorpio, next 11th degree of Scorpio, 12th degree of Scorpio, like that, up to 25th year, if you calculate the date, then we arrive Sagittarius as ascendant, 4th degree. In the anti-clockwise directions, what we do, let us go to the second category. Here we have to go backward in the anti-clockwise direction. That means from Scorpio to Libra. You are coming back. This is the reverse reveal. That means we have to calculate back from October 10th, October 9th, October 8th, October 7th, like that. Then by 25th year, the ascendant will come to Libra. Date is September 16th. You have to calculate the progress horoscope for that date. This is the calculation of in the reverse reveal. When you are calculating the progression in the reverse reveal, what happens? It will come to the September 16th. That is his 25th year. Then you have to calculate the horoscope for the September 16th of the same year and same time of birth. This is the calculation in the reverse reveal. In the third category again, what happens? We have to calculate the progress horoscope in the clockwise direction, that is from Aries to Taurus. We have to calculate like the way we calculate in the case of the first category people. So what happens again when we come to the third category? Third category means where you find all the evolved people, the masters with great initiations, the ascendant masters, the realized souls, the great rishis, and the great people who are serving the humanity, people without any personal things for them in their life. All these things, all these people come under third category. Then what happens? It is a surprising thing. In the third category, what happens? Again, you have to calculate the same method in the first category. It is simple calculation in the clockwise direction. This is the simple process in calculation. The main problem is the first and third category, the calculation is same. Only problem is in the second category. This is the simple process in calculation. The main problem is how to know who belongs to the first category, who belongs to the second category, and who belongs to the third category. Problem is not with the calculation. The problem is with the finding of the people, recognize the people who are in the first category and second category and the third category. That is the problem here. We can very easily understand the first category people. We can very easily understand the first category people because we find almost 90% of the people who belongs to the first category on the earth in any country. We can also understand the third category people to some extent. We can also understand the third category people to some extent because we can find many, many great people. in all the countries. We can find many people. There are many great people are there. Then we can also find out those great people. That is also not so easy, but not so difficult. But not so easy. Remember that. Only problem is to understand the second category people. When we are impersonal in our thinking, how to find out the second category people? I am giving you some points here to observe. When we are impersonal in our thinking, we should be impersonal in our thinking, in our attitude, in our behavior with others, the way we understand the great people, the way we understand the scriptures. All these things make us understand the thinking, understand the things in a right way. So, how to categorize the people? If somebody is impersonal or not. How somebody is understanding the scriptures in a right way, number 2. How a person is able to understand a realized person in a right way, in a right direction. Number 3. How he is behaving with others. Number 4. Whether he is selfish or possessive or impersonal, or the man is serving the people without any motives. These are the things we have to understand. So, even we will be mistaken to understand the great people also. Some great people, they look like very great people outside, but inside they are very selfish. This is even you find even in the spiritual people also. I am not speaking about the ordinary man on the street, or a businessman or a politician. Even some spiritual people also, their teachings are very good. They write very good books. But if you go inside, they are so selfish. Lot of groupism. Always trying to excel himself. Always trying to put him in the society in a high place. But looking outside, they look like very simple or highly spiritual. How we will know? It is very difficult to know about it. That's why I am recommending here, read the book Glamour the World Problem by Alice A. Bailey. If you read the book Glamour the World Problem by Alice A. Bailey, you will understand the human mind, human behavior, behavioral patterns, all these things Bailey explained in a very, very beautiful way. Also read the books Discipleship in the New Age, 2 volumes also by Bailey. If you read the books Discipleship in the New Age, volume 1 and volume 2, if you can read, you will understand what is discipleship, who are the great masters, how disciple follow and take his life further, how he behaves, how he works, how he thinks, how he follows a master, who are the disciples in the modern age. All these things, how masters guide them, how they follow the footsteps of the masters. All these things we can read in the discipleship in the modern age. And definitely if you read these 3 books, what are the 3 books? Glamour the World Problem, Discipleship in the New Age, 2 volumes. If we read these 3 books, definitely we should not misunderstand the people. At the same time, we will understand the people very well. People means people in all the categories. It is sure. Please read those books. If you read these books, we will have some idea about the disciples, masters and their wisdom. We can also understand our devotion and faith towards the masters, whether it is out of emotion, blind faith, or real understanding about their wisdom. We can also understand about ourselves. All of us, we will have faith in our master, or the faith in the God, or faith in the angels, or the devas. All of us, unless we have the faith on these things, we cannot read these lessons, we cannot enter into the spiritual wisdom, we cannot meditate, we cannot worship, we cannot pray. That means it is sure that we have a spiritual inclination, liking towards a spiritual life. There is no doubt about it. But here we have to understand one more important thing is, we can understand our devotion and faith towards the masters, whether it is out of emotion, blind faith, or real understanding about their wisdom. Is this emotion and devotion, Is out of emotions or out of blind faith or out of real understanding about the nature, about the creation, about the great people, about the wisdom of the masters? This we have to understand. We start in the beginning, everybody starts with the faith only. Without faith, we cannot enter into this spiritual wisdom, spiritual knowledge, or spiritual life. But we have to overcome the faith and we have to become a part of the total plan. We have to understand the nature and its phenomenon. We have to understand the creation and how the planets and the signs work as principles in the creation. We understand how the masters are working since last thousands and millions of years. Why they are born again on this earth. How they are working with all unconditional love in a selfless way. If we are attracted towards that thing, that means we are doing with all proper understanding, a right understanding. That's why Master Jwalkul says, I don't need the emotional workers, I need the intelligent workers, he says. Intelligence means not ordinary intelligence. Here intelligence means you should have the knowledge of the creation and the planets and the five elements and the patterns of the creation and the principles in the creation. And the devas who are working as intelligences in the creation, we have to know about them, we have to understand them, we should try ourselves to put into that plan. That is the real understanding of a disciple. We have to read so many books about it, we have to follow the footsteps of the master without expecting anything. And importantly, we have to filter our emotions and we have to go beyond emotions into the Buddhic plane, the fourth consciousness, and develop a discrimination and understand between what is good and what is bad, understand what is permanent and what is not permanent, but understand the divine plan, then we will be out of emotions. That is what I wanted to impress on your minds. So, what we are doing, good things also, we will understand what is the motive behind it. Many people in us, we do the good things. When you are good things, we have to understand about ourselves. What for I am doing all these good things? What for I am doing the meditation? What for I am following the master? What for I am reading a good book? These are the things we have to understand for ourselves, by ourselves. Is it impersonal or out of just liking? When we are doing something, some service, some help to others, we have to ask ourselves whether we are doing it in an impersonal way or expecting something from others. Expecting means not a return gift. Expecting an appreciation also is not so good. In this way, if somebody wanted to be a very good disciple, when he does something to somebody, he has to do something, as Jesus says, if you give it with the right hand, you should not tell to the left hand. Right? This is the love the neighbor as thyself. This is the saying of the Jesus. A lot of sayings are there by Lord Buddha. So we have to understand that when we like somebody and dislike somebody, what is the reason? When we like somebody and dislike somebody, what is the reason behind it? Why you are liking somebody and why you are disliking somebody? This is also one of the most important things. Unless we understand ourselves, we cannot understand others. Unless we understand properly about ourselves, with a shrewd mind, with an impersonal mind, we cannot understand others. Read Master E.K. lectures and listen to his lectures. You'll understand everything without any gap. Why I am recommending all the time to read Master's books? If you read the Master's books, you find the depth of the wisdom, number one. Number two, you will find the application part. Application part means how to bring those great teachings into our life and apply in our day-to-day life. That is the beauty of Master's E.K.'s teachings. It is not just a book of philosophy. It is a book. They are the books of practice. Not only the spiritual practices, the practices in our day-to-day life without caught in the objective world. At the same time, living successfully in the objective world and the subjective world also. You will find a life in Master E.K.'s books with a plan, with a direction, with an application to our life. How to live and how to lead the life without any confusion, with very less errors, with a clarity, with a discrimination. You will find in the books of Master E.K. that is the beauty of the Master E.K.'s books. That's why all the time I recommend Master E.K.'s books. Don't think I don't like others' books. I read thousands of the books in my life, and I found finally there are so many great people in this world who have written so many great books, lot of knowledge and wisdom, like in Master E.K.'s books. But when we come into the practice part to bring that wisdom into our day-to-day life, you will find all the clues and the tips and the plan and the strategy and a way to bring them into our life. You have to read Master E.K.'s books. May the Master bless you all. Reverse reveal calculation is different dimension. Be careful. Don't try to give marks and judge others. Don't jump into conclusions. So now you know how to calculate the reverse reveal calculation, progress horoscope. Then what happens generally, we will try to give the marks to somebody else. Oh, he is on the individual plane. He is in the personality plane. He is in the group level. He is not a realized man. Of course, he is a great man, but not a little bit selfish. He is not totally realized. Don't judge any person on this earth. We are just studying spiritual astrology and some principles. We have to develop ourselves first. We have to clean ourselves first. We have to train ourselves first. And then we have to help others if we can, or if we can tell some good words to others if we can. And we have to follow a master and read some good books, lead a real and true spiritual life. That's the purpose of our life. Please remember it. Don't give any marks and don't judge others. That is my final request in this lesson. With this, the most important aspect of reverse reveal progress horoscope is completed. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.